road. I've already seen a deer today. That was fun. And yeah, this is Beckler Road, or Beckler River Road as it's known, because it runs up the Beckler River. Pretty simple. This is an average level of rain, I suppose. It should burn off by midday, so I'm not too worried about it being too cold. It does say it's about 50, 52 degrees, depending on the sunshine and everything. Looks like the road is not as potholy as usual. Let's take a peek at the creek here. I think this is the creek that we're going to be on top of the valley of. That was a heck of a pothole. There's some areas on this road that are more potholy than others. Like, you can definitely tell where they've driven the tractors up here because you can see the lines in the road. There's the horizontal slats. Oh, and look at that. Right on cue. Some deer running for their freaking lives because there's somebody coming down the road. Look at him jumping. Where'd he go? I don't know where he went. I didn't even see you disappear, bud. You just jumped off. Oh, there they are. There they are. Yeah, just walked away over into the trees there. I can't make it up that cliff, so they're gonna take that way. This is my usual pit stop. I usually stop here just for a quick little break. Sometimes a smoke break. Get out of the car and just hang around for a bit. Considering I've seen 3 deer today, it's gonna be an animal day. Gonna run into some animals. Do not doubt that in the slightest. I have camped up here. I haven't run into a cougar out here, but I know that this is their terrain, so I gotta be aware of that. There's also elk and deer. I've heard that there are bear, but I have never seen one. So I very much doubt that bear are in this area, but it's a possibility, so I'm not gonna discount it. There's nothing really for them to eat around here, so they're gonna be up in those alpine areas. But sometimes they may wander. You never know, especially given the weather. Never something you want to write off completely. But as far as the road condition, not as many potholes as usual, and the potholes that are there are not as deep and as like gouging into the road as usual. It's fairly smooth. It's been a fairly easy ride up. I'm probably only about 15-20 minutes from my destination up at the top of San Juan Hill, which is named after the original San Juan, the Battle of San Juan with Teddy Roosevelt from forever ago, because that's when they were exploring this area and naming mountaintops is when that was going down. So it was culturally relevant. See, that's kind of bumpy, but that's still not terrible. You know, like I can keep one hand on the wheel and the other on the phone right now, which is technically not good practice, but you know, I can always drop the phone if need be. Put my finger over it. Anyways, I just kind of wanted to document this experience since I don't have anybody out here with me, and usually when I'm alone is when I run into crazy shit like a bunch of deer and cougars and stuff. I may as well take some video. Oh, there's a good pothole. And take it back with me. Because it's a fun place to go to. It's one of my favorite places, actually. In my top 5 places on Earth. So I really enjoy getting out here. This part of the road's a little more beat up. Some more potholes. There's some big ones hidden in there, but they're not, I don't know, they're not deep. Like, I just drove through a couple potholes and they're not all that terribly deep, so you don't even feel them. It's more the anticipation of the potholes that's worse. Like that. As you can see where the road starts to come apart and where the water really interacts with the road. Man, if you do not put the right angle, like decline angle or whatever, on the road, and it gathers up water on its surface and those little divots from the tractor. It's a recipe for a dead road. Oh, I gotta stop right here and show you this. So we're near the top, but this is like a cliff. There's like I'm always worried that there's gonna be like an earthquake up here on the mountain and that this part of the road is just gonna entirely landslide away. So yeah, things to be worried about. But then again, if it does wash out, like this is Jack's Pass, it's right before Jack's Pass. If it does wash out, then, or like fall out or whatever, then it's not that far of a walk back. Okay, let me give you a little bit of a introduction here. Now, over here is a road going that way. That goes up to some mountain paths. There's a shooting range at the end of it. Over here, behind the closed gate, is another place. Actually, Jack's Pass. It's a, what is it called? Like a shooting range, essentially. I don't need these things going so hard. Then, over here is down towards San Juan Creek and back towards Index. The road is washed out in that direction, so it does not fully complete the route, but nonetheless, the workaround, instead of driving from Index, involves you coming the way I just came and then continuing down the mountain that way. We're on the top of a mountain pass right now, so we would have to descend a few hundred feet down that road. We are instead going to climb the mountain, and this goes up San Juan Hill. So that's where we're gonna go. And because this is a lot more difficult of a road than the road to Jack's Pass, simply because it is not driven as much by as many people, as you can tell by the fact that the road just went from a nice muddy surface, very well taken care of, to a simple 2-lane track with a stream running down the track. That kind of gives you the indication that this road is not as well traveled, which, if you follow Robert Frost's philosophy, I mean, not philosophy, but you get the joke, you take the road less traveled, and that makes all the difference. Because, yeah, there's some good things to be found on the less traveled roads. So anyways, I'm gonna put the phone down and focus on what I'm doing here for the next 15 minutes, because this is where it gets a little hairy.